what's up? What's up? It's your girl here, MJ's Nia. Welcome to the channel. So, yes, we need to discuss this stabbing that happened between two students. Now, I'm just gonna put it out there. There is a lot of he say, she say going on right now. Um, you might hear some of it, but I'm gonna give you a lot of news articles. That's basically what I'm gonna be going off of is the news articles, but I am gonna be reading comments off of Instagram and things like that. But according to Carmelo Anthony, so the student who was stabbed, identified as Austin Metcalf, died. The other student, Carmelo Anthony, remained at the scene and told investigators with the Frisco Police Department that he acted in self-defense. Multiple news outlets have reported. So I just want to bring that out. There's a lot of he say, she say. Some people are saying that this incident happened on a bench because they were friends. They were on a football team. There's other things I've read where and this is like viewers who are commenting on these posts that the bloggers are posting. It's not the bloggers posting; it's the comments. Some people have said that he was bullied. That Carmelo Anthony was bullied by uh Austin Metcalf, and he was afraid that he was going to attack him again or something like that. And also they were fighting over seats, chairs. Um, I don't know how it ended up in the bench and they were in the field as football players. I don't know where that story came from, but the one I heard the most was they were fighting over chairs, and it ended up in a knife fight. But they said that allegedly Austin McClef has been bullying Carmelo Anthony. That's all I know. That's speculations. That's what I heard. Okay, so we're gonna go off, but we're gonna go off of these news articles, and because this is what Carmelo Anthony is saying that he did this in self defense. So let me first play the first video, and this is about a defense attorney. He's gonna explain if this is self defense or not. So this is things you're gonna be looking for in this video. Suspect asks officers if incident could be self defense. Lawyers said appropriate force will have to be determined. Jury selection determines outcome of case. Like I say, when these things come out, I let the court decide. I'm just going to let you guys make the decision down below in the comment area, but I'll give my final thoughts at the end of this video. I mean, at the end of all these videos and stuff, or in the in between, I'll give you my thoughts. But let me play this first video.
$1 million bond, which was crazy. Today they reduced it to 250 grand, which is still sizable, but he wound up getting out. All right, so Mark, first of all, the idea of race, I mean, you lived it with Zimmerman in a big way. There's so many people who believe that that's why Zimmerman wound up beating that case. But what do you see here? What are your questions? What will matter?
Oh, no, it's definitely a consideration. It always is, whether it's a sort of obvious what we're doing or the implicit one, because we all carry these implicit biases with us that perceive or impact how we perceive an event. Now, what's really it's going to come down to, and I disagree with the guy who said this is not a self-defense case. Yesterday, I think he said it. This is definitely a self-defense case because it always is one until you look at the facts of the case and compare the two. You have to compare who was the initial aggressor. Was it an aggressive act for him to go up and say, get away from the tent? Did he do more than that? My understanding was maybe he touched him and put hands on him. Granted, that makes the decedent in this case maybe the initial aggressor. But you really still then have to look at whether or not Carmelo Anthony responded with appropriate force. He used a deadly weapon, and whether or not he was in imminent fear of great bodily injury. That's the standard in Texas and most every state to determine whether or not his actions, the way he perceived him, the way Carmelo Anthony perceived him when he took out that knife and stabbed him. The good part is if the decedent was the aggressor initially. The bad part for Carmelo, if in fact it's true that he sort of said, "Touch me and you'll see," because that's that aggression, that's that predisposition towards violence that doesn't have a place in a true self-defense case.
What's the most important question for you in this, Mark? And then I want the same from you, Professor, if you have one. Go ahead, Mark.
Sure. Who truly was the initial aggressor? How did this unfold such that if in fact he had a reason to believe great bodily injury was imminent, was it reasonable? Was he pushed? Was he shoved? Was he hit? Because don't forget, it's the moment, but you are allowed to respond to great deadly force with your own great deadly force, or at least your perception of great deadly force. So it's really going to be fact-based. I do think that race, it's going to be played out on social media. It also is going to be played out in a courtroom if you ever get there, because in today's day and age, I would argue that someone like Karmelo Anthony now has a heightened concern over the past few years and the way we've sort of degraded some of the progress we may have thought we made over the past decade, as far as how we're treating young black males in the system, such that maybe he would have felt more preyed upon than he otherwise would. Interesting, you're right. We're going to be talking about this for a long time.
Professor, what do you got?
Hello? Oh, I'm
Professor?
sorry.
Yeah, Professor.
This is all about who the jury is. This will all be determined by the jury. If the racial factors were reversed, if a white man had killed an unarmed black man, everybody would be on the reverse side of this. We live in a society where everything is judged by race. You know, the Bible says to judges and prosecutors, don't recognize people, just do abstract justice. We're way, way, way beyond that. If the racial elements were reversed there, virtually all the people who are calling for him to be acquitted would be calling for him to be convicted, and vice versa. Let's not kid ourselves. We live in a race-conscious society, and jury selection, which, of course, your other guest is so brilliant at and did so well in the Zimmerman case, is determine the outcome of this case, without a doubt.
For me, it's as simple as, how do they feel about this proposition? Bringing a knife to a fist fight.
Right.
Mark O'Mara, we'll see what happens. Alan Dershowitz, thank you very much.
1 second, they're a neighbor you like. The next, they're a neighbor you trust.
A lot of things were said, and this was something that people were talking about. If we're going to sit here and we're going to have to figure out, why did he stab him? This young man said that he did it in self-defense. Okay, they brought up Zimmerman. The reason why they brought up Zimmerman, George Zimmerman, then y'all said that he was standing his ground and he was protecting his community because Trayvon Martin was walking in the community. He looked suspicious. Didn't y'all said that? Even though he was going to the store to go get candy, he didn't carry no weapon, no nothing. And guess what happened? George Zimmerman killed Trayvon Martin. So a lot of people have been bringing up old stories about how black people are getting killed, and people are like, oh, well, it's for self-defense. You know, they're standing their ground. So you guys got to keep that in mind. And I'm actually going to talk about Breonna Taylor, you know, because they were saying that for the policemen who went barging in on Breonna Taylor and her boyfriend, and they claimed that they had weapons. You know, somebody was shooting at them, which nobody knew what was going on, but they were protecting themselves, but they got killed because of the cops coming in. So I'm going to play that video for you guys, because I made a video about Breonna Taylor 4 years ago. That whole case was messy. So people are bringing up old cases, and that's what's going on here. I want to put that out there. All right, so now we're going to hear from the mother. You're going to hear a lot of things about how it sounds like they were saying earlier, it sounds like they're trying to paint him, because I've been seeing a lot of articles, teen stabbed the other teen, and like they're just so focused on the stabbing. But we need to figure out what happened in that incident. Is this self-defense? This is the question that we need to answer. Because like the guy said, if it was somebody white, you know, if the story was turned around, if the racists were turned around, y'all would have said that he did this self-defense. Y'all would have been pushing that. So we're gonna listen hear from the mother.
Deserve the same rights under the law that everyone is afforded to. He's been raised in a two-parent home with structure, stability, love, and we put God first in everything that we do.
That is the mother of Karmelo Anthony speaking for the very first time publicly since her son was charged in the murder of Austin Metcalf. Anthony was released on a reduced bond on Monday. And as our Marvin Hurst explains tonight, Anthony's family says this is the first and also the last time that they plan to speak to the media or anybody openly about this case until the trial.
Good afternoon. My name is Kayla Hayes. I am the mother of Karmelo Anthony.
Her thoughts drafted out to read, but there is no script for what two families endure. Austin Metcalf, a murder victim. Police say of Kayla Hayes' son, Karmelo Anthony, at a Frisco school track meet in early April.
In wake of this tragic incident, our family has been under attack. Whatever you think what happened between Karmelo and the Metcalf boys, my 3 younger children, my husband, and I didn't do anything to deserve to be threatened, harassed, and lied about.
The 17-year-old held on a $1 million bond until Monday. It was lowered to $250,000, outraging many who became judge, jury, and misinformation on social media, even accusing the family of misusing their son's defense donations.
I don't know why we are being targeted and discriminated against before a fair trial. Our son deserves the same rights under the law that everyone is afforded to.
Anthony's family say they never used any money raised for their son's defense to buy an $800,000 home, an Escalade, hire a private security detail, and any GoFundMe in their son's name they say was fraudulent. The couple says that they have just been able to apply for access to funds raised for them on Gifts and Go. And the outcome of their son's bond hearing becoming problematic for Collin County Judge Angela Tucker, a Republican. According to Collin County deputies, there is an active investigation into social media rhetoric and calls to the judge's staff. Deputies also tell me that someone went so far as to post the judge's home address out on social media. And the FBI also confirming to me they are assisting with the investigation. But Anthony's family's first word to the community got put on hold by a surprise attendee, Austin Metcalf's father, Jeff. After standing with the media, he was asked to leave.
My 13-year-old daughter is afraid to sleep in her own bedroom because she's fearful of what may happen to her.
Normality seems fleeting for two families seeking justice.
We believe in the Constitution. We believe in the laws of this state. But those laws must apply to all of us, not just some of us.
From a draft no parent ever wants to see. Marvin Hurst, CBS News, Texas.
Okay, so here's the Gifts and Go. So they didn't went on a GoFundMe. They went over here and they're raising funds for their son's case. I was looking at it, just looking at it to see where it's going, because I did hear people were saying that this is why I said this is why I don't like social media with the viewers. They start speaking a whole bunch of nonsense. Like I state, they're saying that this incident happened out on a beach, on the bleachers or benches, that's outside. That's probably in the field. How did it went from the classroom into that? And this is not coming from the news outlet. This is coming from people online who's talking about it. How did it went from seats, chairs in a classroom? Now y'all saying that is in a bleacher. It's just, I've been hearing a whole bunch of nonsense around this case. Like, y'all keep changing the ones who are spectating, the ones who are viewing online. Y'all just typing a whole bunch of nonsense. Y'all saying that this family went and bought a house and a Cadillac, like trying to say that all black people want Cadillac, which I don't want no Escalade, I don't want no Cadillac. But you see what I'm saying? Like, it's just a whole bunch of nonsense. And then we're gonna talk about the judge too. That's what really this case. I've been sitting here saving tabs. I wanted to talk about the judge. So here's the judge. They were so mad, white people. They were so mad that she lowered the bond from $1 million to $250,000. It's about to get real ugly. It's already ugly. It's about to get even more worse. Judge Angela Tucker faces, you see that because YouTube won't let us say that word, backlash after reducing bond for teen charge in Fayetteville, Texas stabbing. This is the judge who slashed Karmelo Anthony's bond from $1 million to $250,000. Need I say more? Because she's black and Karmelo is black. Okay, so this is what they were talking about. The judge now is facing, and this is in Texas, remember that. She's now facing people trying to harm her as well. Listen to this stuff. I don't care if your child is killed unless he looks like me. White people. Knockshot that a black lib female judge lowered the bail for, I guess you can't say killing a white student. More amazed that the black community is raising $500,000 for this posting with AKs, provoking and then murdering a student. Wants to act hard, but he clearly displayed he is a coward. Give him express lane to the chair. He would get a taste of being a coward in prison. This evil judge deserves to spend the rest of her life in prison for what she did today. Inners will be inners, I guess. Ooh, child. It's so dystopian watching white people cry about getting treated unfairly when they literally celebrate when Kyle Rittenhouse and George Zimmerman got off scotch-free. I'm going to talk about Kyle Rittenhouse later on, too. Y'all don't say ish when white judges let y'all get away with murder. Kyle Rittenhouse and Zimmerman, a prime example. And ultimately, our own lands and continents. Non-white people won't be allowed. And yes, Latinos are not white. Child, now y'all talking about the white Latinos, not white. Lord. He a good boy. Ditto muffin. Why they touch him? Put hands on him. What else he gonna do? Self-defense? Bro, he's righteous. Good Lord, this gets old. When 13% demographic commits over 50% of homicides, we need to take a look at their toxic culture. Okay, so here we go. This is the Big E show, so I'm gonna play this for you guys.
A minute. Let's talk about that. Who killed Michael Brown, he raised almost $2 million. So don't tell me that when black folks decide to put money and support behind a young brother who didn't start a fight, who didn't threaten nobody, who was sitting where he could have right to be sitting, was threatened more than one time, was physically attacked, he defends himself, and then all of a sudden he's in jail for murder. But guess what, brother? We gonna stand behind ours like you white folks stand behind yours.
Okay, let me
that
be
young
clear.
brother was attacked.
I know you're yelling because you really get worked up when you're lying. But let me say, let me say very clear.
But then it's justified.
Us killing
but when we defend ourselves, now, it's murder.
All right, there you have it. Yet again, Karmelo Anthony's bond reduced from $1 million to $250,000 after fatal stabbings, claims self-defense and teen's death. So, right over here, when I saw, because I was saving all the tabs, because I was just waiting for this story to build up. It says, this is for Trayvon Martin, Breonna Taylor, Sandra Bland, George Floyd, Michael Brown, and many more. We stand with our decision. # Judge Angela Tucker. It's cool when they do it. It's a problem when we do it. I hope she stays solid through this backlash because it's hard sometimes, especially with white people sending death threats. I support her and I am with her on this. He's innocent until proven guilty. That's how it's supposed to be. But white people are born innocent in the law eyes. So it's causing a lot of chaos online. I'm just letting you know it's a lot of misinformation going on. That's why I said this is the same scenario when I talked about Breonna Taylor. I'm going to talk about her later, and I'm going to talk about Kyle Rittenhouse. I'm also going to talk about Kyle Rittenhouse. I already talked about Zimmerman already. They already talked about him. So we're going to discuss that. Let's go on. So, acquitted Keysna shooter. I don't know how I'm pronouncing that right. Kyle Rittenhouse breaks silence on Karmelo Anthony case. The left thinks what Karmelo did was self-defense, but what I did wasn't. So this is Kyle Rittenhouse. This is why everybody's been pulling his name out. So this is I'm gonna go deeper into his story. So this is him crying.
What up?
Kyle. Court calls recess after Kyle Rittenhouse breaks down while describing shooting.
That's right, run.
Time for our break anyway. You can just relax for a minute, sir. We're going to take a break about 10 minutes, and please don't talk about the case during the break. Read, watch.
Okay. 4 years after Kyle Rittenhouse shooting, Wisconsin City reflects on unity and moving on. It's 4 years ago. So I'm going to read this down here. It says, amid the looting riots, and this happened after Jacob Blake, who was 29, who was shot. He survived. I want to go quickly into Jacob Blake, who was 29. He's alive and well. This is who was shot, and there was like a riot that happened. in his town, in his city that he lived. There were no charges.
The Kenosha District Attorney announced he will not charge any of the police officers involved in the shooting of Jacob Blake this summer. Alex Perez is in Kenosha with the latest for us. Good morning, Alex.
Okay. So if you want to see that, it's at Good Morning America, no charges filed against officer in shooting of Jacob Blake. I'm just going to briefly go to it because it makes the video longer. I heard some things out here. Allegedly, Jacob Blake, I don't know. I heard down here, I see down here that some people said yet again that he was an abuser. He was a domestic abuser, and he was a bad person. All kind of things came out about Jacob Blake. We heard this too with George Floyd when he got killed. They were trying to say that past crimes that he committed just to make it seem tarnish the image. So I always see a case of this all the time. Let me know if that was true. If y'all want me to do a video on Jacob Blake, because there was a lot of things I heard around him too when he got shot. People were talking about he was a domestic abuser, he committed crimes. All right, so this happened 4 years ago. He was hooting and crying. So what happened was Kyle, amid the looting and rioting in Kenosha, he arrived at the scene armed starting. He was there to protect a car dealership from rioters. As the situation escalated, Rittenhouse shot 3 men, 2 whom died. Rittenhouse was charged with 2 felony counts of first-degree reckless endangering safety, first-degree reckless homicide, and first-degree intentional homicide, and attempted first-degree intentional homicide. A charge of violation curfew that was imposed during the protest in Kenosha was later dropped. Rittenhouse pleaded not guilty to the charges, and during the trial testimony said he shot all 3 men with the AR-15 style semi-automatic rifle in self-defense. This is why his name was brought up. He was found not guilty. So I'll let you guys know that. So this is why people are bringing him up. This is why people are bringing up George Zimmerman. I'm going to talk about Breonna Taylor towards the end. So let me go back.
That's right, run.
Hey, we asked that y'all be father. The father being at this press conference. These are my words. Don't quote anybody. Is a disrespect to the dignity of his son. Next Generation Action Network from the beginning has respected the loss of life. No matter our opinion of it, we have kept our opinion close. We have not attacked. We have not shared the information that was shared with us about Austin Metcalf, because we respect the dignity of life.
So here again, they're talking about, being released and he's on house arrest.
The community is rallying around the family of Austin Metcalf. The 17-year-old died after being stabbed Wednesday morning at a track meet in Frisco. Austin attended Frisco Memorial High School, and his classmates returned to school today, still trying to process that loss. The district brought in extra counselors to meet with some of the grieving students and teachers. Metcalf was stabbed inside Frisco ISD's Kirkendall Stadium, and police arrested 17-year-old Karmelo Anthony from Centennial High School. Both students were competing at a UIL track meet when they got into an altercation, leading to Metcalf being stabbed. His twin brother was there too, and their mother says he tried to save him.
They made him go away when they were doing CPR on him, but he was there when he was stabbed, and he was holding, I guess, the wound to keep it from, he was trying to save his brother.
It's just really heartbreaking to see someone that cares for you that much and does everything even by your side no matter what, just pass away like that.
The community is rallying around the family of Austin Metcalf.
Whatever you think what happened between Karmelo and the tragic incident, our family has been under attack. Whatever you think what happened between Karmelo and the Metcalf boys, my 3 younger children, my husband, and I didn't do anything to deserve to be threatened, harassed, and lied about. The lies and false accusations that have been said about us especially over the past week, has been overwhelming. The lies and their amplification put my family in danger, as well as everyone in our community, everyone involved in the investigation, from the police, the attorneys, and the court staff. Our address and my husband's previous employer's address has been put on all social media platforms. My husband had to take a leave of absence because he's afraid what may happen to our family. His mental health is deteriorating day by day. We have endured death threats. My 13-year-old daughter is afraid to sleep in her own bedroom because she's fearful of what may happen to her. And let me be clear, the claims that were used about the public donation to buy a home or anything else are completely false. We have not received a single dime from the Give, Send, Go fundraiser. And the co-founder has stated that clearly. In the reality, we were just notified yesterday that we could begin to withdraw funds. And it still takes several days to receive those funds once a request is made. I don't know why we are being targeted and discriminated against before a fair trial. Our son deserves the same rights under the law that everyone is afforded to. He's been raised in a two-parent home with structure, stability, love, and we put God first in everything that we do. We believe in the Constitution, we believe in the laws of this state, but those laws must apply to all of us, not just some of us. To be clear, we will not speak publicly about specific details of what happened under the tent on that rainy and awful day. There's an active investigation that everyone involved wants to be full and fair. We believe in legal process, and that is where the truth will come out. To the family who experienced the loss, my heart truly goes out to you. To those who have supported my family, thank you from the bottom of our hearts. We ask for your continued support, patience, and prayers as we navigate this difficult process. Thank you. In wake of this tragic incident,
I like how the fact that she still gave condolence to the other family, even though her and her family receiving all kind of death threats, all types of hatred comments towards them. She still thought of that young man who got killed as well. You know, these two young boys had a fight. They were arguing. This young boy said that he did it in self-defense. I don't know if they were friends or not, but that's what I heard. As you can see, they did show the football jersey. They did show the benches. I don't know where this happened at, the bench or the seats. We'll find out later on. Like I said, let it play out in the court. Now, I made a video about Breonna Taylor 4 years ago because the reason why I'm bringing her up yet again, when cases about Black people, when it comes to like crime or anything like that, it for some reason online it's like we're automatically Black people are painted as bad people. We're evil people. That's just how everybody is evil. That's all of us is gangbangers. All of us is from the ghetto. That's how they paint, Black people. And this is what they did with Breonna Taylor and her boyfriend. I'm gonna play this story. It's from 4 years ago. I am gonna put a link down below. So keep in mind, I made this 4 years ago. This video. I did talk about Black Lives Matter. At that time frame, we didn't know that Black Lives Matter. Well, some of us, which I didn't know, that some of the money was being stolen and was not being given to the Black communities. We found out later on that we were scammed with the Black Lives Matters movement is still a movement, but they use that to scam us, to take the money away from us. The person who created the three women who created the Black Lives Matter movement, they've been spending it on themselves, but not the Black community. So keep that in mind when you see this video, okay? But pay close attention to the Breonna Taylor story. It's just a bunch of lies. Let me play this for you guys. Flashback. Black Lives Matter. By shaving my head in protest. Hashtag go bald for BLM. I feel amazing. Members of those groups sounded the alarm about something strange that was happening. They shared screenshots of Twitter accounts that had stolen photographs shared in these online communities. These accounts were tweeting as if they were feminists who shaved their heads in support of the Black Lives Matter movement. The idea was to mock women who follow suit on these forums or send them send to them abuse. The burst of the host. The first post for Shan containing the hashtag ball for BLM hashtag was made on June 4th by an anonymous American user. The post read, "Here's the plane, get a hashtag ball for BLM trending on Twitter and Instagram." So I'm not gonna read any more about this. So as you can see, somebody made a hoax, and it was telling people to shave their head, go bald for BLM. This is where I'm saying, you see what I'm saying? That it's promoting something, how people are using it, how they're using the BLM, and they're promoting something else. Are you getting it? Do you see what I'm going at? This word was created simply to have for Black people to get equal rights, and it's getting all twisted up. Breonna Taylor. Now, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to offend anyone. I really do believe that Breonna Taylor needs justice. All right, guys, breaking news. I had to go and do some more research on this case because it still wasn't making any sense. I still was confused. So that was like the old video that I made like 2 weeks ago. I say 2 days, 2 weeks ago, because I still was confused. I said I had to go do some more research on this and look up some articles. So basically, what I'm noticing in this case is Jamarcus Glover, the ex-boyfriend who is the criminal, the one with the illegal drug activity. They got him mixed up with Kenneth Walker. In an actual interview, not an actual interview, in an actual article by Daily Mail, it says Jamarcus Glover said ex-girlfriend Breonna Taylor was not involved in illegal drug activity and was innocent. He clearly even said that. Then you have Kenneth Walker, who was her current boyfriend, who was in the house with her, that was sleeping, but they woke up to the loud banging, I'm guessing, from the policeman. The policeman said they knocked. And this is another situation too, is the whole knocking. I'm still confused about what is the law on when there's a warrant, or are you supposed to bang on the door, go in, guns a-blazing? I'm not quite sure. But I'm going to show you 2 videos. The first one is going to be about Breonna Taylor, about Kenneth Walker actually talking about that night he was with his girlfriend, Breonna Taylor. And the second video is going to be about a case that just came out about Trump's lawyer. The FBI went in with a warrant, but they started guns up. I guess they were shooting too in there. I don't know. And it's about the knocking. But do policemen knock? That's what I want to know. What is the law on that? So I'm gonna show you the videos and let me know what you think of it.
Down to one question: why were police breaking down her door in the middle of the night?
They should have never been there in the first place. It should have never happened.
A CNN analysis finds key miscalculations, including using months-old information, led Louisville police to include Breonna Taylor in a high-risk operation targeting drug houses. Some facts are in dispute, these are not. Police raided Taylor's apartment under the suspicion she was involved with handling money and drugs for an alleged Louisville drug dealer, her ex-boyfriend Jamarcus Glover. When it was all over, police found no drugs, no money in her apartment. Taylor, a 26-year-old emergency room technician who worked 2 jobs, who had never been convicted of a crime, was dead, shot 5 times by police.
911, Operator Harris, where is your emergency?
I don't know what's happening. Somebody kicked in the door and shot my girlfriend.
To understand how this tragedy unfolded that night, you have to come here to the door where it began, just before 1 a.m. March 13th. Officers for the Louisville Police Department arrive with a no-knock warrant, but say they did knock anyway. Sergeant John Mattingly, recorded in this police interview, admits he had limited information.
They said she was probably there alone, so we predetermined to give her plenty of time to come to the door. Banged on the door, no response. Banged on it again, no response. At that point, we started announcing ourselves, please come to the door. Please, we have a search warrant.
Inside, Breonna Taylor wasn't alone. She had just dozed off next to her boyfriend, Kenneth Walker. Walker telling police the knocking, banging at the door scared them, thinking it could be Taylor's ex-boyfriend breaking in.
She's like, "Who is it?" loud at the top of her lungs. No response. So I'm like, what the heck? So then I grabbed my gun, which is legal, like I'm licensed to carry everything. I've never even fired my gun outside of a range. I'm scared to death.
Walker says he never heard anyone say police. Neither did multiple neighbors who spoke with CNN, including a neighbor whose door is just inches away. What they heard was shouting, banging, gunshots.
The door, comes, off the hinges. So I just let off one shot. Then all of a sudden, there's a whole lot of shots. There's just shooting, we're both on the ground, and then when all the shots stop, I'm, panicking. She's right there on the ground, bleeding.
Walker said he purposely aimed his gun towards the ground. Sergeant John Mattingly was struck in the leg and was one of 3 officers who returned fire.
As soon as the shot hit, I could feel the heat in my leg. And so I just returned fire. I got 4 rounds off. And it was simultaneous. It's boom, 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 boom.
Mattingly is on administrative reassignment, along with a second officer who fired shots that night, Miles Cosgrove. The third police officer to fire his weapon, Detective Brett Hankerson, was standing outside and fired 10 rounds through a closed and curtained patio door. He has been fired, is appealing, but according to Louisville's police chief, his blind shooting displayed an extreme indifference to the value of human life, which his lawyers deny.
I was asleep, and I woke up to gunshots, and it scared me as soon as I woke up, and they were just going off.
The gunshots whizzed through walls, windows. Bullet holes were found everywhere, in the kitchen, bedrooms, in a neighbor's apartment with small children nearby. Multiple neighbors called 911 asking for police, only finding out later it was the police. One of the neighbors recorded this video of Taylor's boyfriend being arrested while pleading with police to help his girlfriend bleeding inside. All charges against the boyfriend, Kenneth Walker, would be dropped.
You can tell it was brutal.
Breonna Taylor's sister, Janiyah, who police apparently did not know also lived in the apartment, was out of town that night, returning to find her bedroom covered in bullets and a pool of her sister's blood.
When we had to clean up, if I could show you what it looked like in there, you would be like, wow, that is very horrific.
Attorneys for Breonna Taylor's family say the police mistakes began well before they knocked down her door.
Sloppy intelligence, getting a no-knock warrant when it was not necessary to have a no-knock warrant.
Police got 5 warrants approved. 4 were for suspected drug dealers and suspected drug houses. Lumped into that with similar language was the warrant for Breonna Taylor's apartment. According to a source, police told the judge Taylor was Jamarcus Glover's current girlfriend, and the warrant suggests Glover was having drugs delivered to Taylor's apartment by mail to be shuttled to the crack houses. Her family says the information police had on Taylor was outdated or incorrect. She hadn't dated Glover in months. A package police say they saw Glover picking up at Taylor's apartment was likely a pair of shoes, according to the family attorney. And despite what officers were told before the raid, Breonna Taylor certainly did not live alone. The family lawsuit against police summed it up as the incredibly stale nature of this intelligence.
We just want the truth to come out. And we don't want to rush anything, and we know it's complicated.
Circuit Court Judge Mary Shaw, who signed the warrants, tells CNN in a statement she spent more than 30 minutes considering the warrant application and subsequently made the probable cause determination required of me by law. Breonna Taylor's death was a tragedy, the judge told CNN. Her death will stay with me forever. Taylor's family wants more than sympathy and understanding. They want police officers charged with murder.
I'm sure your attorneys have told you that is hard to do in the United States.
We don't expect it to be easy. We don't expect the truth to be easy to no one because it's not easy to us. But we know the truth, and we're willing. We're going to fight this to the end. You know what I mean? So, I mean, she's just Breonna Taylor to y'all, but this is our family to us. This is our baby. And she's going to get the justice she deserves.
Wolf, just one of the officers involved, responded to CNN. Sergeant John Mattingly, through his attorney, says he was just following orders, not involved in the planning, and at all times followed it.
Okay, so the reason why I play that for you guys, because there was a lot of misinformation around Breonna Taylor's case. She never got justice because of this, because of the people online that were talking. They were saying that you heard later on, I confirmed it, that people were spreading rumors about her and her current boyfriend. And there was even some rumors that people were saying that her boyfriend Kenneth was the one that killed her. I saw that online. I saw people were saying that she was used as a shield and that's why she got killed. It was so much lies around Breonna Taylor's case. And that's what I'm saying. When every time it's like Black people get shot at and they're dead, it's always their fault. It's never the other person who shoots them, even though they went to the wrong place. And Jacob even told them that she has nothing to do with this. They still went there and shot up her place. That's what I'm saying. We got to stop doing this where we going online when something bad happens with a Black person during the case. Let the courts decide this. I don't care, even if you're a different race, let the courts decide this and stop speculating and making up all type of rumors and lies. But like I state, I got articles down here below if you want to go check it out. Like I said, I'll put a link to this video so you guys can go check it out for yourself. But let's wrap this story up. My thoughts, like I stated before, this needs to be played out in the court. I can see right now that there is a lot of lies being spread around this case already as we speak. I'll let you guys see this. I've talked about things like this before on this channel. I gave y'all proof. I talked about Breonna Taylor. I also talked about a mother. I think I did. I don't know if I did. Let me check. So did y'all remember this story that happened over a year ago? It was about a mother. I thought I did. I probably put a clip of whatnot in one of my videos, but I don't know which one it was. But he attacked the mother, and the video shows that he was punching the mother. So the son went and got the gun and came back and shoot him. Did you know that a lot of people were saying that they just shot the guy, that it wasn't really out of self-defense, but it come to prove that it was in self-defense? Let me play this for you guys.
Rob, the Cook County State's Attorney's Office said it was partially new evidence that helped lead them to this decision. Tonight, Carlisha Hood and her son are both out of jail, no longer charged as murderers. And a Chicago activist here in the city says that he believes it was cell phone video that helped lead to this decision. A violent fight turned deadly shooting at this far south side hot dog stand is now at the center of a major legal reversal. Police say as Carlisha Hood, seen here in the pink dress, was standing in line late on Sunday, June 18th, she and a man began arguing. That's when they say Hood's 14-year-old son came into the restaurant. We've blurred the boy's face because he's a juvenile who's no longer charged with any crime. As he's watching from the doorway, police and witnesses say the man arguing with his mother, identified as Jeremy Brown, repeatedly punches Carlisha Hood in the head. The violent attack was captured on this cell phone video, which was shared on social media by a local activist and has been viewed more than 32 million times. We froze the video before the impact of the punch. Police say as his mother's being hit, Hood's 14-year-old son fired his gun repeatedly at Brown, shooting him in the back. Police say Brown ran out and the mother and son did too, with the son still shooting.
No one else in the establishment did anything. And so once he saw his mother being severely, hit, he took action.
The two surrendered to police and were later charged with felony first-degree murder. Today, the Cook County State's attorney dropped those charges, saying in a statement that, quote, based upon the facts, evidence, and the law, we are unable to meet our burden of proof. ABC 7 legal analyst Gil Sofer explains.
The state, once they got a hold of this video, saw what the defense would be, and that defense would be self-defense. Because now that the defense has a claim, a very strong one, it seems, that the shooter was acting in defense of his mother, who was being pummeled by an assailant. That's a pretty hard case to bring on murder charges.
We did reach out to Karlisha Hood and some of her family members today, but they did not want to comment. Just now, an attorney representing the mother and son said they'll be speaking tomorrow morning about a lawsuit they plan to file.
So yeah, I just wanted to share these videos with you guys. Let people see how I remember this story about that woman and her son. A lot of people were saying that they just shot him out of just shot him because of an argument. No, they shot him because of self-defense. The young boy was scared and he went and got the gun because he saw the guy was yelling and screaming at his mom, and the guy started attacking his mom, and they said that nobody there did anything because they were scared of that man. That man had a criminal past. But everybody was making it seem like the mother and the son just killed him out of no reason. Just killed him. No, they killed him because of self-defense. There was a lot of lies being spread about the young mother and her son. This is what I'm saying. Every time somebody black, when it looks like they're defending themselves, they always be painted as the bad person. And this particular incident with Karmelo Anthony, it looks 10 times worse. It looks so bad because he's black and the other guy is white, and like the guy said, they're going to play the race card. So by the end of the day, let the family, be in peace. Like they state, let it play out in court. Let the judge decide, okay, if he's guilty and not guilty. Let's not spread rumors and lies about him. Let's not spread rumors and lies about the victim as well. Let's not do that. Let this play out in court. So, I'm gonna let y'all decide. Please let me know what y'all think down below in the comment area. But as for now, see y'all later. Peace.
Fendi and Adana, Karen, they be sharing all their money, got me wearing fly. Girl, but I ain't asking. They say they love my ass and 7 G's, true religion. I say no, but they keep giving, so I keep on taking. And no, I ain't taking. We can keep on taking. I keep on demonstrating my love, my love, my love, my love. You love my lady lumps, my hump, my hump, my hump. My humps, they got you.